Hi friends, how are you? This is a video on probability. In this video, we will be discussing a question which says there are 40 students in class 10th of a school, of whom 25 are girls and 15 are boys. The class teacher has to select one student as a class representative. She writes the names of each student on a separate card, the cards being identical. Then she puts cards in a bag and stirs them thoroughly. She then draws one card from the bag. What is the probability that the name written on the card is the name of a girl or a boy? Now, we have been given with a class of 40 students, out of which 25 are girls and 15 are boys. Their class teacher has to select a class representative. So what she does is she makes separate cards. She makes 40 cards and she writes name of students on each card. And the cards being identical, she puts the cards in a bag and stirs them thoroughly. This stirring the cards thoroughly ensures equally likely outcome. That is, the probability of picking every card is equal. Now, we have to find the probability that if we draw a card, the name written on the card is the name of a girl, or we also have to find the probability that the name written on the card is of a boy. Now, here are the chits that she made. You can see all the chits are alike and are of same size. So it is equally likely to pick any of the card. Now let's start with our solution. Since the total number of students are 40, the total number of possible outcomes are 40 because the total number of cards are made 40. Now we have to find the probability that the name written on the card is the name of a girl. Let us denote the event the card drawn has a girl's name by G. Now our event is the card drawn has a girl's name. We denoted this event by G. Now we have to find the probability of G. The total number of favorable outcomes for event G is 25 because we have total 25 girls and the cards having girls' name are 25. So the favorable outcomes for event G are 25. Now we have got the favorable outcomes for the event. We have all the possible outcomes that are 40. Let's write our formula. Probability of G is number of outcomes favorable to G by total number of possible outcomes. The number of outcomes favorable to G are 25. Total number of possible outcomes are 40. So probability of occurrence of event G is 25 by 40, which comes out to be 5 by 8. Now we have got the probability of the card drawn has a girl's name. Let's report our answer. Hence, the probability of drawing a card with girl's name is 5 by 8. Now we have to find the probability that the name written on the card is the name of a boy. How many boys are there? We have 15 boys in the class. So there will be 15 cards having boy's name. Here also, the total number of possible outcomes are 40 because the total number of students and the total number of cards made are 40. Now we have to find the possibility of drawing a card having boy's name. Let us denote the event the card drawn has a boy's name by B. This is our event B, which is the card drawn by has a boy's name. The total number of favorable outcomes for event B is 15 because we have total 15 boys and hence the cards having boy's name are 15. Now the formula becomes probability of occurrence of B is number of outcomes favorable to B by total number of possible outcomes. Now number of outcomes favorable to B are 15. Total number of possible outcomes are 40. Therefore probability of drawing a card with boy's name is 15 by 40, which comes out to be 3 by 8. Let's report our answer. Hence, the probability of drawing a card with boy's name is 3 by 8. Now, while drawing card, we had two options. Either girl's name will appear or boy's name will appear. So we have a second method to solve the second part, which is probability of drawing a card with boy's name is equals to 1 minus probability of not drawing a card with boy's name. That is, we will draw a card with girl's name. P not B means drawing a card with girl's name. Therefore, PB is equals to 1 minus probability of drawing a card with girl's name. We have found out the probability of drawing a card with girl's name to be 5 by 8. Therefore, it will be 1 minus 5 by 8. On taking 8 as LCM, we will get 8 minus 5 by 8. Therefore, probability of drawing a card with boy's name is 3 by 8. Let's report our answer. That is, the probability of drawing a card with boy's name is 3 by 8. This sums up our question. Thank you for watching the video.